to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball live here from the Clearwater Invitational in sunny Clearwater, Florida. I wouldn't say sunny anymore, actually, as the sun's retreated behind the clouds, starting to set a little bit. We are back for Game 2 today. Michigan just dropped game number 1 against UCF. Final score 8-2. Going to look to bounce back against the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. My name is Charlie Brigham, alongside me, Kelin, Flynn. And we are just about set to go here.
Yeah, Charlie, excited to be back for game number 2 of our doubleheader today. Running it back tomorrow, and a lot of exciting stuff ahead this weekend.
Starting lineups for the Michigan Wolverines is going to be Jessica LeBeau in the circle, and then left to right in the infield it's going to be LeClaire, McVeigh, Livingston, and Thole. And then left to right in the outfield, Sealer, Blair, Mattia, and then Carcoborough is starting behind the plate. The Ragin Cajun fans behind us loud already as we are just about set to go. Leading off for Louisiana is going to be Maddie Hayden, who watches first pitch go by, a called strike 1 in the outside half.
And I mean, we were talking about how well the Michigan fans traveled. How about these Louisiana fans? They have traveled incredibly well, outnumbering the Maize and Blue faithful.
A little bit closer for them than it is for the Michigan fans as Hayden chases a rise ball upstairs. Jessica LeBeau wasting no time getting going. Hayden, a 400 hitter on the year. Looking to start things off strong here, but LeBeau way out in front. 0-2 pitch on the way. This one hit foul hard. That ball was absolutely ripped foul.
That backstop was reverberating for a while there, and Hayden locks back in.
The count still at 0-2. Pitch swung on, hit on the ground hard again towards that Michigan side. Peppers it off the screen in front of the dugout. So still an 0-2 count here. Maddie Hayden steps back in, a 400 hitter on the year, a 500 on-base percentage. LeBeau's 0-2 delivery. This one swung on, popped foul again off the left side.
And that's, you just talked about that 500 on-base percentage. That's textbook. That's exactly what you're looking for from your one-hole hitter. And the left-handed sophomore is engaged in a battle with Jessica LeBeau to start this one off.
The 0-2. This one dribbled back foul this way, bounces ahead of us. Now 6 pitches into this at-bat. We are still locked, 0-2. LeBeau checks the wristband, now goes to the glove. The 0-2 pitch, just missing outside. We finally break the 0-2 stalemate, and it goes 1-2 now. The 1-2, LeBeau still out in front. The delivery, upstairs, can't get her to chase. It goes 2-2 now. Nice set of eyes there by Maddie Hayden. She chased one of those earlier, but was able to foul it off. Hayden steps in, takes a look at the bat, takes a deep breath now. 2-2 pitch. That one swung on, chopped towards first base. Nice play there by Kiki Thole. Nice read off the dirt. And that one good for out number 1.
And that's the main difference in the defensive lineup for the Wolverines. Bonnie Thole has Kiki Thole at first base instead of Erickson. Erickson, the designated player. And then it's Riley Riley Kirkaburu behind the plate.
Langeliers steps up to the plate now. First pitch her way is hit high and deep towards right field. Tracking it back to the wall as Mattia keeps in play. Hits off the fence. She's going to hoof it to third. And that one's going to be good for an easy triple. A nice play by Audrey LeClaire to stop it from being an overthrow. Nice swing of the bat by Langliers, and all of a sudden, Louisiana has a runner on third base with one out.
And the way this field's set up, it's a temporary fence back there, so it's kind of hard to use the fence to jump up after a long fly ball, and it bounces off of it weird. The fence kind of absorbs a lot of it, so something that these outfielders are going to have to adjust to this weekend.
Yeah, you saw Mattia try to brace herself, but she just, obviously, like you said, couldn't hold herself up. Not allowed Langliers. I mean, she's got speed. Hasn't been caught yet stealing this year, has 4 runs scored to make her way around the base pass. But here we go. It's Carly Heath up at the plate now, standing tall on that left-handed side. The senior hitting .467 through 5 games. First pitch her way. Check swing, didn't go around, and home plate umpire Matt Dial called that one a ball. LeBeau checks the wristband. 1-0 pitch. The delivery. That one catches the outside corner. That one a beauty for a called strike 1.
And Michigan against another ranked team, number 22 in the country, the Ragin Cajuns. Not a Power 5 squad, but again, nothing to be scoffed at.
Ball scoots past Carcoboro, and a great play to slide and flip it back to keep Langliers steady at third base. The count now 2-1. We're going to have a quick timeout and a meeting on them in the circle. So talk about the duality between those first 2 at-bats. I mean, Maddie Hayden got up there and went strike, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, ball, ball. And then the next at-bat with Langlier steps up and just rips the first pitch she sees.
And we saw those long balls go over the fence a number of times just a couple hours ago. That time Wolverines catch a little bit of a break. But still a long way to go to get out of the jam here.
LeBeau steps back up. 2-1 count. This pitch hit foul. And we're watching that ball above our heads again. Those of you who tuned in for the last game know that there's a ball slightly precariously sitting over our heads, just waiting to fall onto my laptop. The count sits 2-2. Here's the pitch. This one popped up foul. It's going to tail out of play. Both LeClaire and Sealer were trying to track it down but couldn't get there in time. 2-2 count, 1 out, 1 runner on third. LeBeau nods yes to the sign. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Beautiful off-speed pitch there by Jessica LeBeau. Gets her way out on her front foot, throws the hands on it, but just couldn't connect.
And that was the same thing we saw last game. Durkowski had a lot of success, especially late in the count with her off-speed. And LeBeau continues that success there for the Wolverine pitchers today.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Jordan Campbell, who swings on the first pitch, pops it up in the infield launch with LeClaire settles under it, and Michigan escapes unharmed. So the triple from Langliers does nothing but put some pressure on Michigan. Louisiana leaves 1 scoreless, or 1 stranded. We head to the bottom of the first inning, still locked 0-0.
That's got to be a good feeling for this Michigan squad heading into the dugout. Get some pressure on you, or you give up a big hit, but you're able to rally, hold Louisiana scoreless, and now you get to get the top of your order up to the lineup and see what your bats can do. Some bats that started to heat up, especially down the stretch of that UCF game.
It's going to be Sam Landry in the circle for Louisiana. to the offensive lineup for Michigan. Batting leadoff again, it is Mattia, then Blair, then Thole, 1, 2, 3, followed by Livingston, Erickson, and LeClaire. And then Sealer batting 7th, Carcaboro batting 8th, and then McVeigh batting 9th. So 1 through 7 are the same for Michigan as they were last game, and then towards the bottom of the order, it's where it starts to mix up a little bit. Indiana Langford out of the lineup. Riley Carcaboro in for her. So after dropping that last game to UCF, Michigan's record now sits at 4-2. Louisiana is still sitting undefeated at a perfect 5-0.
Sam Landry, 0 ERA so far this season through 9 innings of work. She's 2-0.
19 strikeouts, only given up 1 hit so far.
19 strikeouts and only 4 walks as well.
We're quick waiting for the TV timeout to wrap up. This game being broadcast on ESPN+.
But no reason to tune in there because you've got WCBN Sports live coverage.
Exactly. Who would want
right
that?
Here with you.
Who'd want ESPN Plus when you got us? Looks like we are good to go. Ellie Mattia steps into that left-handed batter's box. First pitch on the way from Sam Landry. That one catches the outside corner, humming home for a called strike 1. I know we already mentioned to Kelin, but these Ragin' Cajun fans travel well.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The 0-1 from Landry. This one tipped back into the glove. Make that 0-2.
And Ellie Mattia, we saw last game, drew 2 walks. Very successful at getting on base. In a hole early. Boston College transfer, a 2-time All-ACC talent.
0-2 from Landry. That one well outside for ball 1. Mattia at the plate, Blair on deck, Kiki Thole waiting in the hole. Everyone playing pretty much straight up. The shortstop, Langliers, and Vasquez, the second baseman, shaded more towards the corners. This one popped up, coming in to make the easy play as Langliers just got under it a bit, and that one good for out number 1. That'll bring up Lexi Blair.
And Mattia just didn't quite get the full barrel of the bat on that one. Easy grab for Langliers and that shortstop position.
Blair settling in on that left-hand side now. First pitch her way, a called strike. Louisiana in the all-red, Michigan in the all-white.
Great uniform matchup.
Fantastic uniform matchup, I agree. 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Landry's 0-1. Low. Blair steps out, takes a couple practice hacks. Two hits in their last one. Was one of the few bright spots alongside Ellie Sealer in that last ball game was Lexi Blair as the 1-1 rides upstairs, make it 2-1 now. Blair came into today a .471 hitter on the year.
That number only went up after the first game performance she put forward.
The 2-1 just missing low, and home plate umpire Matt Dial has met with some jeers from this Ragin' Cajun crowd.
These Ragin' Cajun fans are making their presence known to home plate umpire Matt Dial.
3-1 hitters count here for Blair. The wind up and delivery hit hard, foul back into the screen.
And you know, Charlie, I'm sure that's not the last time that Matt Dial's going to be hearing it from these fans.
I would bet my life savings on it.
I'd bet my life on it. Not my life savings, I bet my life on that.
Count juiced. 1 out, nobody on. Landry to Blair, swung, tipped back into the glove. Make it strikeout number 20 on the year for Sam Landry, and that's 2 up and 2 down. That one just the first strikeout of the year for Lexi Blair through 6 games.
And that's a credit to Sam Landry striking out a player in Lexi Blair who does not strike out often.
First pitch to Kiki Thole, just above the dirt, ball 1. Thole, as we mentioned in the top half of this inning, playing first base for this one, giving her legs a rest from behind the plate. The 1-0 pitch to Thole, fouled back off the catcher's glove and right in front of us. And again, I am looking straight up at that ball.
Kiki Thole, not a great outing at the plate earlier in the day. She's going to look to bounce back. Very capable hitter in that 3-hole for a reason.
The foul ball pushes the count to 1-1. Make it 2-1 now as that one skips off the dirt. Up into the glove. Sam Landry just missed a bit low there. Takes a lap back to the back of the circle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Melina Livingston waiting on deck. The 2-1. Popped up and moved the net, and that, I mean, at this point, I just want it to fall. It was moving there. The count 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on.
And Sam Landry has looked dominant so far. Every bit the part of that 2-0 record. Only given up 1 hit so far this year.
The 2-2 pitch. Changeup. Just missing high. And my life savings in your life would have been safe because there the chance come again from this crowd. Payoff pitch, full count, 2 outs. Landry, this ball hit deep towards left field, back to the wall, settling under it, and forget about it. Kiki Thole launches one. Crushed over the left field wall, and Michigan out to an early 1-0 lead.
And Charlie Brigham, that is the spark that this squad needed. Kiki Thole trots the bases after lacing that ball over the left field wall. Turned around on it cleanly, and Sam Landry gives up her 2nd hit of the season, 1st run of the year. And Michigan has their first lead here at the Taxac Clearwater Invite.
Following the solo bomb, still 2 outs. That'll bring up Livingston, who watches the first pitch catch the inside corner for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Landry trying to bounce back following the Kiki Thole solo shot. Changeup. Beautiful pitch for strike 2.
And Sam Landry is bouncing back beautifully so far after giving up her first run of the season, her 2nd hit, 1st home run. She does not seem to be phased at all.
0-2 pitch to Livingston. Outside. Back to that Kiki Thole at-bat. What an at-bat it was. Full count. Went ball, foul ball, ball, foul ball, ball. And then on full count with 2 outs, absolutely crushes one to left field. The 1-2 from Landry. Outside, ball 2.
You've got to wonder if that long ball from Kiki Thole is going to awaken the rest of these Michigan bats, give them the spark they needed.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Landry's pitch to Melina Livingston. Check swing, rings her up. It's not going to matter. That one, a beautiful changeup at the top of the zone. We head to the top of the second inning, but not before Michigan jumps out in front. A solo shot from Kiki Thole puts Michigan on top.
And Michigan with their first lead of the tournament. Bats coming alive early, courtesy of Kiki Thole. It's LeBeau back in the circle trying to continue her expertise from inning 1. And Charlie gave up a triple at the wall, but then able to bounce back and get through the most dangerous part of that lineup, Heath and Campbell.
I mean, at 5-0 right now, this Louisiana team is humming, and it's due large in part to their offense. I mean, they have just been raking. You go down just the averages in the lineup: 375, 294, 438, 500, 417, 500, 571, 230, 250. I mean, they've just been demolishing anything that sits over the plate.
Well, and Charlie, when you have runners on base and people that hit the ball a lot, good things tend to happen.
It's a very good point, Kelin. A very good point.
Michigan all huddled up, and they're ready to get going in just a minute here.
Some more leaves fall out of the trees above us and land on our lap. I mean, now that the sun is set and it's not like as hot, this is perfect. I mean, like picture perfect. The lights are on. Got good softball in front of us. Nice and warm. I mean, couldn't ask for a better scenario.
This is picturesque, Charlie Brigham. This is exactly what I dreamed of coming down here to enjoy a great weekend of Michigan softball.
Top of the second inning, leading off for the Ragin Cajuns, number 19, the catcher, Sophie Pistos.
It'll be 5, 6, 7. The first 3 due up for the Ragin Cajuns. It's Pistos, Kolzelnik, and Valdez. First pitch on the way from Jessica LeBeau. A called strike on the inside corner. Following the called strike, it's an 0-1 advantage for LeBeau. Kolzelnik watching from on deck. The 0-1 dribbled towards the glove of LeBeau, who fields it cleanly, flips it over to Kiki Thole at first for out number 1.
LeBeau flashing the leather a little bit there.
The first baseman, Kolzelnik, will step up to the plate now. The sophomore hitting .500 through 4 games played, or through 3 games played, rather. LeBeau's pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Wind shifting around a little bit to the outfield, blowing out towards right field now, more so than left field like last game.
Kolzelnik, the sophomore, only 4 at-bats this season, but does have a triple lingering in there.
The 1-0 hit high and foul into the Michigan bullpen, make it 1-1.
Looks like she hit that one off the neck of the bat.
Yeah, that one didn't sound good.
And she was shaking her hand afterwards like she got a little bit of a stinger there.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here. That one hit foul to the left again.
Well, she's making great contact, just sending it too far to the left.
Seems like she's a little bit behind it. Ketzelnick steps back in.
Could be a perfect time for an off-speed here.
The pitch from LeBeau. Tries to blow it by her again, and again fouled off. First baseman Ketzelnick just barely behind it.
Now it's the mind games. Do you keep trying to blow it past her, or do you expect her to adjust, try to be a little bit early, and then mix in the off-speed to switch it up?
The 1-2 goes upstairs, pops out of the glove of Carcaboro, who then fields it barehanded. They'll push the count to 22. Stormy Ketzelnick steps out of the box, takes a deep breath, looking at her bat, and now will settle back in. The 2-2 hit hard on the ground towards Kiki Thole at first base, who makes a nice play for out number 2.
And it feels like in that last game, the Michigan was just kind of on their heels the whole time. Now they're out in front. They can control this game a little bit more.
Third baseman, number 4, Victoria Valdez.
And they just feel a lot more comfortable, at least from behind the backstop.
First pitch on the way to Valdez, low and inside, ball number 1. The freshman Victoria Valdez off to a hot start to her Louisiana career. 8 of 14 so far for a .571 batting average through their 5 games. That one is called a strike in the inside corner.
7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a home run. There's some pop in that bat as well.
LeBeau with the 1-1. That one popped up, hits the net above our heads. That'll make the count 1-2. LeBeau's done a nice job getting the Ragin Cajun hitters to chase upstairs. Fiddling with the ball in her glove. Now LeBeau goes to the windup. The 1-2, that one upstairs, but Valdez didn't bite.
Tries to go back to the well, going upstairs again, and Valdez wisely does not bite there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. This one hit high in the air towards right field, streaking down the line, and it's going to bounce off the fence, stay in play. Valdez a stand-up double, and she ripped that ball.
And I've got to imagine this freshman's going to be working her way up a little bit higher in the lineup with what we've seen so far. That's her 4th double of the year on only 15 attempts at the plate. That's incredible numbers from the freshman.
Cecilia Vasquez up at the plate, and looks like it might be a pinch hitter. So we have some substitutions. Vasquez walked to the dugout like she was getting pinch hit for, and then Valdez started walking. There was a pinch runner coming in. So they're going to keep Valdez at second base and go for the pinch runner, or for the pinch hitter rather. So instead of Cecilia Vasquez, it's going to be number 33, Samantha Grader.
Grader only 3 attempts at the plate this year for the sophomore.
First pitch, called a strike right at the knees.
No hits yet this year, 2 strikeouts, and drew 1 walk. She ended up scoring off of that.
No balls, 1 strike. LeBeau's delivery, fouled off her foot. Grader shakes that one off, and she'll step back in with an 0-2 count. Grader in 3 at-bats this year, 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run. LeBeau's 0-2 delivery. Inside check swing. They're going to say she didn't go, and that one's still a ball. The Michigan fans getting a little bit loud here now.
Yeah, they wanted that one.
LeBeau goes back to the wristband. The 1-2 pitch. Up by her eyes, make it 2-2 now. Valdez over there on second base, keeping her lead close. Not much of a threat to score, or much of a threat to steal, rather. The 2-2 on the way, inside. Gets away from Carcoboro, but she reels it back in, keeps Valdez at second. Full count, 2 outs, a runner on second base. Samantha Grader looking to tie things up here. The full count, hit foul. Nice play over there in the on-deck circle by Eschett. Count still full. The Bulls full count pitch. This one popped up foul again, this one out of play. Grader looking to do a job in this pinch hit spot.
Grader's battling now.
The full count pitch. Swung on, popped up off the fence. Because one thing these Louisiana hitters have done great so far is just staying alive in these at-bats, fouling pitches off. The Bows full count pitch. That one in the dirt. Great at-bat from Grader, and she works a walk.
And a big-time opportunity now for the Ragin Cajuns to put some runs on the board, 2 on.
And now we're going to have a pinch runner.
So that'll be
Cecilia Vasquez will run in place of Grader.
So Grader comes in to take an at bat, and Vasquez comes right back in.
Number 9, second baseman Cecilia Vasquez, first base.
First pitch on the way, fouled off. Kramer Eshett up at the plate. The 0-1 hit high in the air, tailing towards the Michigan bullpen, sliding forward in foul territory is Ellie Sealer, but she can't reel it in.
That's a tough play to make by Sealer. Nearly got there, though. That would have been an incredible grab in foul territory.
Now back to the Ragin Cajuns, number 10, Kramer Eshte.
Eshte steps back in. No balls, 2 strikes. Rise ball goes way upstairs, but a nice job by Carcoboro to jump up and reel it in. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 2 runners on. This one hit on the ground towards McVeigh, and LeClaire tried to grab it. The throw over to third base, and he's out. The run is going to score. But some aggressive base running from Vasquez gets her thrown out at third. So Louisiana ties it up.
That was just kind of a miscommunication maybe between LeClaire and McVeigh. Be curious to see how they score that. So they will rule it a single. Some timely base running from Valdez. Knots this one back up at 1 apiece.
It's 5, 6, 7, 2 up for Michigan here in the bottom of the second inning. Erickson, LeClaire, and Sealer, followed by Carkerborough and McVeigh, batting 8th and 9th. It's going to be Sam Landry back in the circle. So far today, she's given up her only run of the season, only her second hit, both of those coming on one swing of the bat on a full count, 2-out pitch to Kiki Thole.
And Erickson had 2 hits in that last game. Roped one over the shortstop at the 8th, I believe. Or excuse me, the 7th. So she's going to look to continue that hot bat. Keep it rolling. Sam Landry menacing in the circle. Charlie, she looks like she's all business.
Yeah, she's dialed. She's absolutely locked in right now. You can tell that she's just furious she let up that home run last inning.
I expect her to be on the attack early.
Correction, Maddie Erickson.
It'll be the freshman Erickson to step up. Sophomore in the circle. Freshman up at the plate. Landry gets her signs and now goes to the glove. The windup. First pitch, check swing in the dirt. They're going to peel down to first base. They say she didn't go.
And a shocker, the Ragin' Cajun faithful not pleased with that call.
Erickson rests the bat on her back shoulder. The 1-0. That one high in the zone, making it 2-0 now. The freshman takes a lap and now will step back in. A hitter's count here for Erickson. Landry deals. Inside, 3-0. Maddie Erickson steps back in, a 3-0 count. Landry's going to have to battle from behind. Pitch on 3-0, outside. That one a 4-pitch walk. A little bit more heckling from the fans. Audrey LeClaire will step up to the plate. Looks like a quick substitution, most likely a pinch runner. And it's going to be Janelle Alakwa coming in to pinch run. Nice job by Erickson working that walk. She'll go in and take an earned rest.
And Alakwa, obviously dangerous on the base paths with her speed.
First pitch on the way, LeClaire squares but pulls back in time. Made the right call. That one was low and outside. The 1-0 on the way to LeClaire. Squares again, puts it down, and it rolls foul. top spin on that one, just pulled it out of play. 1-1, no outs, and a runner on first in Alakwa. Landry takes her time, checks the wristband. Now set to deliver to Audrey LeClaire. Low and outside, 2-1.
The 2-1 count. Landry's gone behind in these counts recently here. Michigan needs to capitalize.
The 2-1 hit hard off the fence. Push it 2-2. LeClaire at the Blake, Sealer waiting on deck. Landry taking her time. Now to the windup. Double checks the wristband. The 2-2. Fouled back. Great piece of hitting there by Audrey LeClaire. Didn't want it at all, but just threw the hands at it to stay alive. Two balls, two strikes.
Michigan just needs something to get a runner in scoring position.
Swung on and missed. Landry got LeClaire to chase upstairs, and that one good for out number 1. That'll bring up Ellie Sealer. One runner still on first. The wind up from Landry. That one catches the outside corner, called strike 1.
Sealer was red hot against the Knights of Central Florida earlier today. Was a real bright spot later in the lineup in that 7 spot.
As it's raining leaves here as the trees above us just start dropping everything they have. That ball put on the ground. It pops up out of the glove of the shortstop, Langliers. Both runners reach safely.
Costly error there. Gives Michigan 2 on, 1 in scoring position now with speed on first and second.
We're sitting outside right behind the backstop. So as long as it's raining leaves and not raining rain, we should be fine to continue the broadcast.
Leaves won't break our equipment.
Rain will. First pitch on the way to Carcaboro, up near her eyes, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, 2 runners on. Speed on the base pass. Ball through the infield, most definitely score 1, if not 2. Carcaboro chases outside. One count, 1 out. Landry winds and deals that one outside, ball 2. Landry taking her time, takes a few deep breaths. Now gets the sign. Winds and deals. This one hit hard on the ground. Bounces up out of the glove of the second baseman. Waving her home. Scoring from second base on a ball in the infield. It's Alakwa showing off the wheels. Michigan takes the lead again.
And Vasquez got up there and just, I think she could have made a throw to the plate. Maybe held on to it, just didn't want to see any other runners advance and get caught behind, but Elakwa showing off the wheels.
I just don't think she was expecting someone to score
That's
from
what I
first
mean.
on a ball that didn't leave the infield.
I think she was just kind of not, she didn't really seem to get up that fast, and I just don't think she was expecting Elakwa to round third like that, and Michigan takes advantage and takes the lead right back.
So a quick meeting in the circle. Landry takes a walk back.
As it's starting to spit a little bit here. Chance of rain.
Runners still on first and second. Michigan holds a 2-1 lead. Landry's pitch to McVeigh. Catches the outside corner, calls strike one. Carkerborough on first, Sealer on second. The 0-1 to McVeigh. Catches that same spot. Exact same pitch back-to-back from Sam Landry, and she's up ahead 0-2. It's McVeigh, then back to Mattia at the top of the order.
And that's danger if Michigan's able to get McVeigh on here.
The 0-2 just missing outside. Landry still on ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery to McVeigh. This one chopped back towards Landry, throws over to first base. Both runners advance. So a productive out. That'll bring up the top of the order, 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position.
And now anything in play. Any base hit for Mattia likely scores. That's
Carkerborough on second, Sealer on third. First pitch on the way from Landry. Called strike at the knees.
And Landry went through Blair and Mattia like butter in inning number 1.
The 0-1 to Mattia. Low and outside, even it out. Mattia takes her time, now we'll step back in. The 1-1 pitch. That one hit soft on the ground towards second base. It's going to be an awkward play. Close, bang, bang. Running it out is Mattia. Sliding home. Both runs score. Sealer scored easily on the dribbler, and Riley Carkerborough turned on the Jets from the start. Scores from second. That's the second time this inning a Michigan run has scored from second base on a ball that didn't leave the infield.
And again, it just seems like the defense as a whole just wasn't expecting Carkerborough to turn there and go for the plate, and she does, and it costs them. That's 2 runs that it feels like this Ragin' Cajun team could have at least maybe got one of them back.
First pitch to Blair is fouled off. Michigan now out in front, 4-1. Mattia at first, Blair up at the plate. 2 outs. Kiki Thole looming large on deck. She was the one who opened things up for Michigan with that solo blast. And Lexi Blair continues the onslaught. A line drive through the infield. Both runners advance.
And we've talked about these Michigan bats getting warm. I'd say they definitely have. This second inning for the Wolverines, they've gotten active.
If you're Louisiana, you didn't think you'd see yourself in this position. Came into this ball game starting Sam Landry, who, coming into this, pitched 19 innings, had let up 1 hit, no runs, and now here we are, the second inning, and Louisiana's down 4-1.
And it looks like there's going to be a pitching change here already.
So Landry's day not quite done. Both runners on base will be attributed to her, but her time in the circle is over. Coming in to pitch will be number 53, Kendra Lamb. You can see Landry visibly displeased with her performance today.
It was a good first inning outside of the home run, and then, I mean, those first 2 at-bats, it looked like Landry was just dealing. And then Michigan, as she got down the lineup, started to pick up on some stuff and really started hitting the ball well.
So Kendra Lamb warms up. It's Kiki Thole on deck. After that, Melina Livingston. And then Alakwa still in the lineup. She came in to pinch run. Would most likely see Maddie Erickson re-enter. Home plate umpire Matt Down wipes off the plate. Quick meeting in the circle. And looks like we are set to go. Kendra Lamb set to toss her first 3 pitches again. Both runners on base are still attributed to Landry. And now here comes Kiki Thole. Solo home run back in the first inning that got things going for Michigan. First pitch her way here. Low below the knees.
And Mattia, a threat on the base paths on second there, as is Lexi Blair at first.
Deep breath from Thole. Rests the bat on her back shoulder. The 1-0 from Lamb. Inside, make it 2-0. Two runners on, 1 in scoring position. Deep breath from Kendra Lamb, deep breath from Kiki Thole. 2-0 hitters count here. The dish, this one hit on a soft line. Will it get out of the infield? Flipped up towards second, not in time. Lexi Blair safe at second. Scoring from second is Mattia. Third time this inning, a Wolverine has scored from second on a ball that didn't leave the infield.
And that time, yeah, Blair with an excellent slide into second. And Langlier's unable to possess the ball there. And again, it feels like Michigan sneaks one in. Langlier's just kind of stood up and I guess wanted to hold Blair at second.
First pitch on the way to Livingston, up near her eyes, ball 1.
I mean, Charlie, is it just me, or do you feel like at least one of these last couple, they had a chance to get the out at the plate and they just opted not to? Or they just
I don't
weren't
even
aware?
know if that's they opted not to. I just seriously think you're not expecting, like, a ball that doesn't leave the infield dirt, you're not expecting someone to score from second.
So I guess that's my point, is like I feel like they could have had a chance to get out there and it's a missed opportunity.
That pitch makes it 1-1. Michigan, after leaving 7 runners stranded on base in the last game against UCF, being much more aggressive on the base pass so far. 1-1 to Livingston. Popped up over our heads and makes its way on top of the concession stand. Foul ball makes it 1-2.
You've got to imagine Livingston's just chomping at the bit to get in on this action.
2 runners on, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch hit hard up the middle. Blair curling around third. Kiki Thole stops at second. Lexi Blair scores from second, and that's an RBI single for Melina Livingston.
And the speed of Michigan throughout the lineup really showing here. Multiple players scoring from second. Michigan's bats have come alive in a big way.
A 5-run inning so far for Michigan, and they are not done yet.
And they've gone all the way through the order now.
Maddie Erickson has re-entered.
Erickson was the one that got us started with the walk.
Takes a big hack at the first pitch she sees, but comes up empty. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Kendra Lamb deals. This one hit over towards first base. Pops up out of the glove, but able to reel it in and get over in time is Gutzelnick. We head to the top of the third, but not before the Michigan Wolverines put up 5 runs in the bottom of the second to take a 6-1 lead.
Charlie, that's absolutely right. It wasn't just a one grand slam or anything like that. This was consistent hitting throughout the entire lineup. Good discipline at the plate, excellent base running, and aggressive coaching at third base from Bonnie Thole, sending around third on balls that hadn't left the infield, and it pays off in a big way for Michigan.
A bit of rain starting to sprinkle down. I've got my jacket covering the board. My laptop will go as long as we can.
We're creative here at WCBN Sports. We find ways.
We're problem solvers.
We find ways to succeed.
Find a way. Do what you need to do, you know?
We didn't fly down here to close up shop in a little bit of rain.
If we wanted to go to Chili's, we could have just went in Ann Arbor.
That's absolutely right, Charlie.
Jessica LeBeau back in the circle for the Michigan Wolverines. Nice throw down for Carcabaro, and we are just about set to go. It's the top of the order, 2 up for Louisiana. Hayden, Langliers, and then Heath. Langliers was the one who got us started for Louisiana. That triple on the first pitch that she saw.
And Jessica LeBeau has been excellent. Michigan's got to keep it rolling now on the defensive side.
So up steps Hayden. Grounded out to first, her first and only time up, and she rips a line drive past the infield and up into the glove of Ellie Sealer in left field. 1 up, 1 swing, and a base runner on right away for Louisiana. That'll bring up the shortstop, Langliers.
Langliers had that triple into right field in the first inning.
First pitch, just high, just above the letters. Hayden has good speed over there on first. LeBeau deals. That one a changeup at the knees, called strike 1. The Ragin Cajun fans letting the home plate umpire have it. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from LeBeau. This one popped up. It's going to stay in the infield. Ella McVeigh throws off the visor to make the play right behind second base. That'll bring up Carly Heath. 1 out and 1 runner on. It's Hayden over at first. First pitch to Heath, swung on and missed. Was way ahead of the changeup there. Nice pitch by LeBeau. LeBeau takes a couple practice hacks, and now we'll step back in. LeBeau's 0-1. Hit right back up the middle. McVeigh stepping over, steps on second base, fires to first. Double play by Ella McVeigh. Stands in there, takes the contact from the slide, and delivers a strike to Kiki Thole at first base.
And Michigan getting it done on both sides. Getting it done in the field, getting it done at the plate. Excellent, excellent work from this Wolverine squad that looks like a completely different team than we saw at the 3 o'clock window.
What a play by Ella McVeigh. And that'll get Michigan back in to try and tack on a few more. It's 6, 7, 8 due up. LeClaire, Sealer, Carcaboro, and then Ella McVeigh will be the 4th Wolverine to take her spot.
Big play, Ella McVeigh.
Big play, McVeigh. Kendra Lamb will take the circle again.
Kendra Lamb got touched up a little bit there as well. Really curious to see how Michigan continues to attack. Are they going to stay as aggressive on the base paths? I'd expect them to.
After last game, I would keep my foot on the gas until the final out. So Audrey LeClaire, the first Wolverine due up. LeClaire takes a deep breath. Kendra Lamb taking her time in the circle, has a quick word with the third baseman Valdez.
For the Ragin Cajuns, at shortstop will be Cecilia Vasquez, number 9, and at second base will be Alexa Langoliers, number 23.
So there's a defensive switch. They're just going to flip-flop the shortstop Langoliers and Vasquez, the second baseman. So it's Vasquez at short now and Langoliers at second.
Yeah, a couple defensive mishaps at second base last inning allowed Michigan to score, so the Ragin Cajuns decide to swap probably their better defender, and Langoliers over towards second. First pitch on the way is hit up foul over towards the Michigan bullpen, well out of play, but a nice swing by Audrey LeClaire.
And LeClaire's put a couple of nice charges on the ball this afternoon, evening.
No balls, 1 strike. Lamb's pitch up near the eyes of LeClaire, even it out 1-1. Sealer waiting on deck. The count sits even at 1-1. Make it 1-2 now as Audrey LeClaire fouls that one back. I keep looking at, I feel like the ball is slowly but surely getting pushed out more and more, but I think I'm just being paranoid.
I think so too. I feel like if it was going to fall, it would have by now.
Yeah, you're probably right. The 1-2 upstairs again, even it back out. Couple practice hacks from LeClaire, and she'll step back in. Lamb taking her time, checks the wristband, now goes to the glove. The 2-2 pitch. Chop towards first base. It's going to be a close play, diving for the bag, and she makes the play. Ketselnick. Had she tried to run over, I think LeClaire would have beat her to the bag, but nice heads-up play by Ketselnick to dive for it with the glove.
And update for Michigan. Left fielder number 1, Ellie Sealer.
And that's a big-time play to get an out on the board early and prevent Michigan from maintaining their momentum.
And up comes Sealer. Reached on error back in the second, ended up scoring in that 5-run Michigan run. First pitch. They've been outside for ball 1. Sealer at the plate, Carcaboro on deck. The 1-0, she shows bunt, pulls back in time, and is low and outside. Two-0 hitters count here for Sealer. Sealer digs in. Pitch. Catches the outside corner. That one could have gone either way. Lamb trying to find her way back. The count sits 2-1. Lamb turns and deals. This one almost hits the front foot of Sealer, but it's going to bounce harmlessly to the dirt to make the count 3-1. Michigan, 6 runs on 5 hits and 2 Louisiana errors. Louisiana 1 run on 4 hits.
And those 2 errors proving very costly. Helps Michigan get out to a 5-run second inning.
3-1 pitch to Sealer. Outside, ball 4. How to bring up Carcaboro. Big play, Ella McVeigh over on deck.
And batting, number 10, Riley Carcaboro.
Carcaboro, another one of the key pieces in that last inning onslaught.
Carcaboro also reached on air to the second baseman. She chases upstairs and takes a big hack, but comes up empty. Eight, 9 top for Michigan with 1 out up there on the board. It's 4-5-6 for Louisiana next inning. Carcaboro takes a deep breath. Kendra Lamb deals, rides inside and hits her on the elbow, and she'll trot on down to first base. Nice job there by Carcaboro, standing in there to take that one. That'll bring up Ella McVeigh. One out, 2 runners on. And there's going to be a quick meeting in the mound. Fiskus will trot on out to the circle and bring in the infield to have a quick talk with Lamb.
This is a big chance because Michigan can really, blow this even more wide open than it already is. If they're able to tack a couple more runs on here.
And we're going to have another pitching change, looks like. So Kendra Lamb will be done in the circle. The 2 runs on base, Sealer and Carcaboro, will be attributed to her. And it's going to be Carly Heath, the designated player, to take the spot in the circle. So Heath, another right-hander. Few decent defensive substitutions are going to move things around in the infield.
And I like the decision to go with the right-hander there for the Ragin Cajuns. Michigan, a lot of lefties in the lineup. I guess it's a little more even than it was last game, but still favored 5-4.
Good math there, Kelin.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
really
you, Charlie.
impressive. That was on the fly, too.
You don't get into the University of Michigan if you can't do math like that.
Did you use a calculator? I'm serious. Did you actually?
No.
Oh, I'm really
that
impressed with you. I'm really impressed with you.
That was all upstairs. All off the dome.
1 out, 2 runners on. Sealer on second, Carcaburo on first. So here we go, Curly Heath in the circle for the Ragin Cajuns.
Now pitching for the Ragin Cajuns. On the mound, number 7, Carly Heath.
Fresh count, 1 out, 2 runners on. First pitch on the way to McVeigh. Swung on and missed.
McVeigh was close to putting that one right over the shortstop into the outfield.
Plenty of speed on the base pass. With Sealer on second, the ball through the infield would almost assuredly score, and the way things have been going for Michigan, it might not even have to leave the infield. Second pitch, high and outside, even count out 1-1.
McVeigh hitting it at a just under 170 batting average this year.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. McVeigh calls time. Heath was taking quite a while to get the sign. She'll pick up a handful of dirt, wipe it off on the bat leg, and now step back in. McVeigh lines up the bat, the 1-1 pitch. She lays down a nice bunt back to the pitcher, firing over towards first base. Both runners advance. A beautifully executed bunt by Ella McVeigh.
And that sets up Ellie Mattia beautifully for a chance to drive another run or 2 in with a base hit.
Top of the lineup for the Wolverines. Batting, right fielder number 17, Ellie Mattia.
Mattia flew out her first time up. Had a 2 RBI single in her last time up, and she takes a big hack at the first pitch she sees and puts it off the fence.
Bonnie Thole setting up the top of her order here to do some damage with 2 outs.
Slowly moving the bat back and forth. 0-1 on the way. Inside, they're going to call that one a strike. Michigan fans unhappy with that one. So Ellie Mattia steps back in a deep hole. 0-2. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. The pitch, outside, ball 1. Michigan left 7 runners stranded last game.
They've got 6 runs on the board now.
One ball, 2 strikes. Curly Heath winds and deals. That one rides inside and hits her on the arm. Heath tried to go inside with the off speed and hit that front right shoulder of Mattia. That juices the bases, and up to the plate steps Lexi Blair.
And that is not what you want to hear if you are a fan of the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. Lexi Blair led the Big Ten last year in batting average, one of the best hitters in the conference. A consistent force for this Michigan team. She's got a chance to do big things now.
First pitch on the way to Blair, rips it foul right back towards her dugout. Bases loaded, Lexi Blair at the plate, Kiki Thole on deck.
That's not a name you want to hear either after she ripped a home run in inning number 1.
0-1 pitch on the way to Blair. Upstairs, ball 1. Piskus almost throws it past Heath, a little low. Heath had to bend down to scoop it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs under the light here in Clearwater. That one fouled off. Make it 2 strikes now.
You've got to think a big hit here, scoring 2. Anything out of the infield.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for Lexi Blair. That one low and in the dirt. All the runners stay. Beautiful block by Piskus. Make it a 2-2 count now.
Piskus has been very steady so far behind the dish for the Ragin Cajuns tonight.
2-2 on the way to Blair. This one hit high and deep towards center field. Tracking it back to the wall and reeling it in is Hayden. Blair just got under it a bit too much.
If that wind was still blowing out from this afternoon, that ball is gone, and we're talking about a grand slam.
Yeah, the wind is, I mean, just looking at the flags in the outfield, has almost completely died down. I completely agree with you. Some of that wind we had at like the start of game 1, that ball might have landed in Ann Arbor.
At least maybe in the freeway behind the bushes back there. The ball was well struck. Had all the Michigan fans and had us on the edge of our seats there, but in the end, it's nothing doing as the center fielder, Maddie Hayden, hauled it in with ease at what would have been the warning track.
It's going to be Jessica LeBeau back in the circle. She's got 4, 5, 6 to deal with. Campbell, Piskus, and Kotzelnick. Carkerborough was on base, now has to rush out. Michigan leaves 4 stranded there, or 3 stranded rather. So LeBeau taking some warm-ups, and during this time, we'd just like to thank you all for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball live here from Clearwater. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to make this trip down here. We're here for the USF Rawlings Invitational last year, and then 2 years before that. It's always a fun trip.
Oh, absolutely.
Get out of the cold for a bit. Hang out, watch some softball, call some softball.
Some of the best parts are just in between games, just sitting in the stands, getting to check out what else is going on around. It's an awesome environment here. Ton of other games going on, ton of other amazing squads here to scout and check out. Saw Virginia Tech and Nebraska going at it on one of the other fields in between.
4, 5, 6 due up for the Ragin Cajuns. Campbell, the right fielder, popped up to third base in her last time up. First and only time up, that back in the first inning. Jordan Campbell having one heck of a year. A 500 hitter. Came into this ball game 7 of 13, scored 5 runs, has 2 doubles, a triple, and 7 RBIs to her name. Has also been walked twice, a 600 on-base percentage. She does it all for this Ragin Cajuns team.
She's got an intimidating presence at the plate, but not one that seemed to faze Jessica LeBeau so far.
Moving on for the Ragin Cajuns, number 13, right fielder Jordan Campbell.
Campbell takes her time and now steps in. Crouches down, cocks the back over her right shoulder. Check swing on the first pitch. high and outside. Starting to sprinkle again a bit here. The 1-0 pitch on the way from LeBeau. This one popped up over our heads and well out of play. That ball's rolling back towards the food trucks.
Fans, again, please return the foul balls to one of the Clearwater Village Softball Club players. You can find them from their organization's uniform. Again, please return.
Wind's starting to swirl a little bit.
Home run balls as well. Thank you.
A little bit of rain. 1 ball, 1 strike here. The pitch to Campbell, chopped foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Campbell looks at her bat, takes a few deep breaths, and now steps in. Jessica LeBeau not phased at all. The 1-2 delivery. Check down to first base. They say she didn't go. So after their check swing, the count will go 2-2. LeBeau winds and deals. This one popped up foul. That one almost just hit the ball above us.
Charlie is dead set.
Oh, it definitely moved.
Oh, it did move, actually.
It, like, definitely moved. I'm telling you, it's coming down. Another one shot foul. Count stays 2-2.
Just don't know if we're going to be the ones that are here when it does.
Yeah, if it's not today, it's 1,000% tomorrow. There's no way we get through this weekend without this ball coming down. Campbell doing a nice job fighting here. The count 2-2. This one popped up foul again off the fence. No action down in the Michigan bullpen yet. The 2-2 pitch, just missing outside, make it a full count. Just a light mist sprinkling down here. You can see it pretty clearly in front of the lights, but other than that, it's a little unnoticeable.
Nothing too bad.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Jessica LeBeau deals. Check swing, that ball below the knees. That's a full count walk for Campbell. Fantastic at bat. That'll bring up the catcher, Piskus.
We'll keep you updated if this rain picks up. It's looking like it. There is a chance that it will get a little bit worse, but we'll see. We're at the mercy of the weather here in Central Florida.
We'll broadcast as long as we can. Piskus rips the first pitch foul. Campbell was ready to run.
We'll keep going until they stop pitching and swinging.
Piskus takes her time, few deep breaths towards her bat. The 0-1 upstairs, bounces out of the glove of Carcoboro. Campbell's going to take second base for free.
And the Ragin Cajuns getting a little something cooking now.
No outs, runner in scoring position for Louisiana. The 1-1 to Piskus. Hit hard on the ground. That one's going to get through the infield. Coming up to make the play is Ellie Sealer. She throws home. Throws past her cutoff. And just reaching second base for free is Piskus.
And just like that, Louisiana has life again.
That'll bring up Ketselnick. Hit a soft ground ball back to LeBeau in her first time up. The pitch on the way to Ketselnick, foul back.
And again, Ketselnick only her 6th at-bat of the season.
She's in a big position to do something great here. No outs, 1 strike. The pitch, check swing upstairs. They're going to peel down to third base. They say she didn't go.
I think that was the right call.
Michigan with a 5-run lead, but they showed us back in that second inning that runs could come in bunches. Ketselnick, big swing, comes up empty, drops down to her knee.
And no outs for Michigan, so Louisiana really a prime position here.
The 1-2 pitch on the way from LeBeau. Chopped foul. There's no outs on the board, so for Louisiana, you just want to put the ball in play.
Take anything at this point.
One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. The pitch, swung on, popped up. That one's going to stay in play. Coming in, it's a foul ball. Garkeborough was settled right under it. LeClaire came all the way from third base to try to make the play behind home plate.
And
even if LeClaire wasn't there, that would have been a hard ball to catch. I mean, that one was way up in the air. You don't know if it's going to hit the net.
Big chance there, though, for Michigan to get an easy out.
1-2 count to Ketselnick. The deal, chop foul again. No matter the outcome of this Ketselnick at bat, looming large on deck is Victoria Valdez, currently hitting .600.
Charlie, I'm no expert, but that's pretty good.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a big number.
The 1-2 pitch to Ketselnick. Fouled back again. And what a play by Riley Garkeborough to save home plate umpire Matt Dial's back.
Because Charlie, if a 300 batting average is pretty good, well then double that's probably really good.
It's probably really good. The 1-2 to Ketselnick. Hit high and deep towards center field. That one's a no-doubter. 3-run blast. You can forget about that one. That ball was smoked.
Dead center, not even close. That was probably the hardest hit ball we've seen so far today.
Ketselnick clears the bases, and that'll bring up Valdez. Doubled in her first time up, ended up scoring back in the second inning. LeBeau's pitch hit high towards center field. Lexi Blair, plenty of time to settle under this one.
That's only the first out for the Wolverines. They still got a long ways to go. Bases cleared. but at the expense of 3 runs.
Now batting, Louisiana's number 9, second baseman, Cecilia Vasquez.
Cecilia Vasquez steps up to the plate now. 1 out, nobody on. Ketzelnick with that bases clearing 3-run home run. LeBeau's pitch catches the outside corner, called strike 1. The 0-1, swung on, hit back foul. That one was hit so hard that I didn't have time to like flinch. It was off to our left side and I didn't have enough time to track it to be able to like, oh, that one might come at my head. 0-2 pitch on the way from LeBeau. Chopped foul.
Ragin Cajuns have a lot of life.
That ball ripped down the line. That's at least a single. Ellie Sealer coming over to make the play to keep her at 1. Nice pizza hitting there by Vasquez. Starting to come down a little harder. Again, we'll keep the stream going as long as we can. My jacket's keeping everything dry besides us right now.
Your jacket that you were so regretting that you didn't leave.
That I accidentally brought, yeah.
It's paying dividends.
I guess hindsight's 20/20, huh? We're gonna have a meeting in the circle.
And it appears there's somebody getting loose in the pen. Can't quite see. We saw Emerson Aiken and Lauren Durkowski in game 1. Durkowski got the start and Aiken finished it out.
Emerson Aiken currently in the dugout in a coat.
So as the team huddles in the center circle, we'll wait and see what Bonnie Thole and company decide to do.
Well, while we got a break in the action, we'd like to thank you all for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball here from Clearwater, Florida. Kelin, it is fundraiser week at the WCBN radio station, so
Charlie, it is fundraiser week.
if any of you at home would like to support us in future sports coverage, make sure to tune in on your FM airwaves to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor if you're around the Ann Arbor area to hear more details. Make sure to tune in to that station Monday through Thursday, 6 to 6:30 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, the WCBN Sports Talk Radio Show.
And tomorrow we've got an excellent FM broadcast. Face off on the lake. Got an awesome crew heading to Cleveland, Ohio to watch the Michigan men's hockey team take on the Ohio State Buckeyes at First Energy Stadium where the Cleveland Browns play. Going to be up in an NFL press box watching some hockey right on the lake.
First pitch from LeBeau, a ball. Second one dribbled towards second base, going over to make the play and get the lead runner. Nice flip from Livingston. McVeigh couldn't get the first. Achete just showing off the wheels to leg out the infield single.
Now batting center fielder, number 3, Maddie Hayden.
That'll bring up the top of the order, so 2 outs and 1 runner on. Michigan still holds a 2-run lead, but up steps Maddie Hayden. First pitch her way, chopped over to Kiki Thole, fields it cleanly, and that'll do it for the side. So a 3-run blast off the bat of Ketzelnick brings Louisiana within 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Michigan up 6-4.
And all 3 of our umpires meeting right now, likely to discuss the weather. It's definitely raining, not hard, but it's More than nothing.
I don't think it's raining nearly hard enough to do anything about it besides complain. I can definitely do that. I can definitely complain about the rain.
And we're still rolling.
It's going to be Heath back in the circle for the Ragin Cajuns. And it's 3-4-5 due up. Kiki Thole, Melina Livingston, and Emily Erickson. Or Maddie Erickson, rather. Thole, 2 for 2 on the day. Hit a solo home run in her first time up. And then her second time up in the second inning, an RBI single. Quick before the inning gets going, Kiki Thole. Melina Livingston walks over and asks her to crack her back for her.
Just staying loose.
Dude, a good back crack, and it could just make your day.
Could lead to an extra base hit, too. Who knows?
If Livingston gets up and has an extra base hit, I'm giving all credit to Kiki Thole. I don't care if she hits one 400 feet. I'm giving all credit to Kiki Thole for the back crack.
Have the statistician record that as a home run for Kiki Thole.
Rain coming down a little bit harder here. The weather is what I would call right now somewhere between gross and icky. Like, it's not raining like incredibly hard.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's raining hard, and it's picking up as we speak.
It's raining hard enough to just be annoying.
It's more than nothing.
Like we said, we'll keep the broadcast going as long as we can, but my winter jacket can only do so much. First pitch on the way to Thole. Catches the outside corner. Call and strike one. Thole wasting no time settling back in. Melina Livingston looking on from the on-deck circle. The 0-1 to Thole. This one hit high and deep towards right center field. Did she do it twice? Yes, she did! Kiki Thole, another one. Why not?
Why not? That's 2 for number 2 in the maize and blue. As the rain continues to come down harder and harder.
In the rain, opposite field. That one was a moon ball. You know what? I'll give all credit to that. I'll give all credit to that home run to Melina Livingston for asking for the back crack.
And now the umps are going to convene, and I feel like this weather.
They might be calling it, but if they do, what a way to end it, huh? That's a very good point. If they call the game here, is that technically a walk-off?
All we can do is sit here and wait for Matt Dial's decision. And it isn't getting any lighter. Stands behind us have cleared out almost entirely. A couple of loyal fans sticking around. Michigan
waiting for the umpire's decisions, and now Louisiana's clearing off. And I think we might be calling this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? Due to
It looks like
Yeah,
that'll be it. We get the official word.
So we're gonna do this quick to sign off before the rain gets going anymore. For Charlie Brigham and Kelin Flynn, the final score: Michigan 7, Louisiana 4. Kiki Thole opposite field blast. And for that, we're gonna leave you like we always do, folks, with a good